Hi guys, it's Naima from Soaponified, and today we're going to be making our triple C soap. I just named that. It's actually going to be a basic Castile soap, but I called it triple C's because we're going to incorporate some clays as well as some activated charcoal. So I'm really excited to do this. It's going to be an all natural soap. Let's start off here. In my lye mixture, I've actually got aloe vera juice, some cane sugar just to add to the bubbles. I put a little sodium lactate in here because with Castile soap is made just from 100% olive oil. Olive oil produces a very soft bar, and it actually takes a long time for the bar to kind of cure. So one of the other things that I've also done to help minimize some of the curing time is to reduce some of the water in the lye solution. So I cut out about 30% of the water, but we're going to see how this goes. I'm really excited to try this one. Here I've got the activated charcoal. I dispersed it in a little bit of olive oil. This is my red Moroccan clay, which I absolutely love. That's also been dispersed in some water. And then this is the French clay, or rose clay, it's also called. The benefits of this clays are really, really powerful. However, the soap itself, just with all these basic ingredients, will be a great soap for people with sensitive skin. I am going to put a little fragrance oil in here because a lot of my other clay soaps, I've kept them purely natural. I didn't even add I'm not adding fragrance oil, excuse me, I'm adding essential oil. Actually, we're going to be putting in some peppermint essential oil in this soap. Peppermint's one of my best sellers, and I just love the way it smells in the shower. Let's see here. So in my oils, I've already added some colloidal oats, which are very beneficial for the skin. Actually, I was told that the FDA labeled oatmeal as a skin protectant. I've also put in here a little bit of bentonite clay as well as some kaolin clay just to kind of keep the white going. Bentonite is going to add to the bubbles, and that's also what the cane sugar in here does. It adds to the bubbles because olive oil doesn't produce a really bubbly soap, unlike coconut oil. Coconut oil, amazing bubbles, but olive oil, it's really simple and it's really pure, so it doesn't bubble a whole lot. So we've kind of mitigated that with a little bit of cane sugar, a little bentonite clay. So this soap will actually have 4 different types of clays: kaolin, bentonite, you have the red Moroccan, and then the pink French clay, or the rose clay, aka. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is actually go ahead and we're going to get our goggles on. We've got the gloves on. We need goggles. Anytime you're soaping or playing with this lye, you want it safety first. And it's not a joke because this lye can actually blind you. So even if you didn't wear the gloves, I definitely recommend you have something on your eyes because this is serious. So I'm going to pour this lye solution in here. And we'll mix that. I also put some Tussa silk in this lye solution. I don't use it that often, but I know it lends to the creaminess of a bar. And I've got a nice sized bag of it. So that means that this particular clay soap will not be vegan. My other bars are vegan or plant-based, whichever you choose to call them. But this one, because it has Tussa silk in it, it's not going to be considered a plant-based soap. Still a good soap though. Can't wait to try this one out. And typically your Castile bars, they can cure anywhere from 6 months up to a year. So this actual soap that I'm making, it really probably won't even be available. Not probably, no doubt. Won't be available until 2020. We're in 2020. My bad. Won't be available until 2021. So the great thing with Castile soap and 100% olive oil, it's very slow to trace. So, even though it's very slow to trace, I'm suspecting that because I'm using 4 different types of clays, it'll help expedite that trace just a touch. Mix. And it looks like we've reached emulsion, guys. Perfect. Now we're going to pour this off into each of the containers. What's funny is how green this looks now. By the time this sets up in the next 24 hours, it'll be white. That always just amazes me. Let's see here. We're doing an 80-ounce loaf today, so we'll do about 50 ounces. Oops, it's at 53. We'll do about 50 ounces of just the plain. And then we got 80-ounce loaf. That leaves me. I'm only going to do a touch of the activated charcoal though, because I don't want the black to overpower my other colors. So we'll do about 8 ounces. Perfect. Pink. 8 ounces of the red. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so it went to 10. Pouring a little too fast. And then we'll just do, let's do maybe 5 or 6 ounces of the charcoal. Perfect. Do a little preliminary mixing of this, and then I'll come back and hit it again. The electric mixer. And then we've also kind of had our essential oil. Hit all these with the stick blender. We can drop our essential oil in, and then we can get to pouring. Yay! I think today we're gonna do little easy drops. accelerate your soap. So I found that in a little bit of research is when you disperse them in some water at least a few hours prior to you soaping, it helps with the acceleration. So, and I don't really mind the acceleration in this particular batch because it's olive oil. Like I feel like I could stand here with the stick blender and blend it for 20 minutes and it would still need some more blending because olive oil is very slow to come to trace. Oops. All right, a little extra hand mixing, and then we'll get our essential oils in. And this baby will be ready. All right, so I just poured the peppermint essential oil. I'm gonna put a little bit, put a little bit in each one. All right, guys, we're gonna do one final stir, and then we're gonna get the soup in. I can feel, just because of the clays in these, I can feel it thickening up a little bit already, which is a good thing. Definitely. We need a little thickness for these beautiful swirls we're getting ready to make. Sorry guys, I had to film this on the phone. I can't seem to find the charger to my video camera, which really kind of sucks because now I have to go find another one. Really small USB, but it's not like something that we already have that fits one of the old USBs or even the new ones. So, but we'll get that remedied soon enough. All right, let's get our loaf. I must say, I have really fallen in love with this 5-pound loaf. I got this from Nurture Soap, and just the bars, the size of the bars, I really do love this. I need to order a few more. Because when I first started soaping, which was just early this year, I had the smaller loaves. But these babies allow me to produce about 16, 17 hefty sized bars. And I really just like the size of this loaf and the amount of soap that I can produce easily with it. Haven't figured out what how we're gonna decorate the top, but I'm sure it'll be pretty. We're gonna call this maybe a clay artisanal soap, Castile and clay, the 3 C's. Haven't quite figured it out yet, but I'm kind of feeling it. Can't wait to get it done. Let's get this party started. You know, as I said, this olive oil takes a minute to set up. So we're going to get most of this light in here. Going to come back, do some swirls with our clays and our activated charcoal. I'm going to say maybe just a little, possibly for the top. I'm going to let that sit for a few, just to set up a little bit, because I wanted to suspend my soap. Suspend some of these clays a little bit before I just put them in there. I'll be back in a sec. Here's the finished look of it. At least before it has the clays. Alright, I think we're going to start. Let's start with the red Moroccan clay first. I think we're going to experiment and do some really simple drop swirls and then come back with the chopstick and swirl it up all together. Now the pink. I really love this pink. It's so good for your skin. Like my granddaughter and I have made mask out of it. I've got some rose petal powder that I put in here as well. Not in this mix, but in our mask we made. Let's do the back first. Give it some contrast prior to putting that pink in there. I didn't want to overwhelm it with the black, so we'll just do little drops here and there. And then we'll come back and hit it with the pink. That's it for the black, and the rest will be our red and pink. Save that a little bit for the top. Just a touch. That'll be just enough. Come back and put some pretty swirls or something on the top. I don't know. It's going to take a minute for this silk to set up. So I'll probably come back maybe about 20 minutes or so and check it out to see how I can texture the top. Another little hit on her. Let's see here. All right, keep this swirl really simple, y'all. We're back, so instead of texturing the top, we're just going to do some pretty swirls because it's going to take this batter a minute to set up. So to just be done with it and pouring a little excess on the top. let's get this square in. I think we'll just do like a figure eight or something. Yeah. That's pretty. That's pretty. All done. The Punafire's first triple C loaf is complete. And 4 days later, we're back, guys, with a loaf that is ready to be unmolded and cut. Let's see here. Oops. Sometimes these things can be a little tricky and a little messy. Let's see. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay, sorry guys. Went and got my hand slicer and forgot to cut the camera back on. But these are pretty. They're coming out really nice. You can see the variations of the different clays. And the olive oil. It's pretty cool. They'll probably really lighten up once the air gets to them and they really start curing. Some of that water leaves them. It'll probably turn more of a off-white. It's kind of like off-white, but there's still like hues of green from the olive oil. I use that extra virgin, so you know the color of it is automatically a darker green. But I still like them though. These are still pretty, especially for a natural bar. And the scent is nice too. I think I used tea tree in this, but I kept it to, I would say, on the scent level, it's a medium scent level. It's not a strong tea tree. You got to be careful with tea tree. But, you know, some of those essential oils are very powerful. I like it. Has a very earthy look to it. Oops. Oh, and there's the top. Still pretty. All right, guys. I'm going to finish slicing, and then we're going to start our next production video. So we'll be back with you soon as possible. Peace.